Hi everyone, it's Adrian.
And I'm Carrie.
And for this episode, we are going to talk about Banana Republic's Dark Cherry and Amber. Yeah, so I've been smelling that fragrance for a few days now, and I tell you right now, I like it a lot, and it makes me feel very young. Like it took 25 years of my life. I feel like, it's a fragrance that I can imagine on a very young person. It takes me back to college. That's the feeling I get from it. So tell us more about this fragrance.
Okay, so this is a Banana Republic scent. So it fits into the designer category, and price point is around what a lot of the good designer fragrances cost and stuff. This is a discontinued fragrance, so it's a little hard to find unless you go onto discounters or onto eBay.
Oh wow. So would you say it's now collector's item?
Yes, definitely a collector's item. The main thing about discontinued fragrances is there's a lot of them still out there, but sometimes it's hard to get samples of them. So probably it's going to be a blind buy.
Do you have any idea why it's been discontinued?
Banana Republic does this a lot. They put out a line of scents, they'll sell it for a year or two, and then they move on.
Oh wow. It's not like the same as the other brands that seem to last generations. It's just a few years in that. So what kind of fragrances do you call them? Like what? Just spur of the moment, spur of
Something like that. I'm not really sure. They're short-lived.
short-lived. Okay. And why do you think it's that way?
Well, I would guess it has something to do with marketing. They probably come up with a fragrance profile and they contract for a couple batches of it. And then they don't do marketing like TV campaigns and lots of magazine ads and stuff. It's mostly just you see it in the store and people buy it. So if most people, when they buy a bottle, it's going to last them for a while. So they aren't going to be buying another one in 6 months unless they decide they like it and they stock up with one or two because they know it's going to go away. So typically with that kind of a marketing approach, they know that it's going to have a sort of a limited popularity. The way that they sell fragrances is that they change the fragrance profile pretty quickly and then they move on to the next thing. And so it's a fairly small following of people that buy their fragrances. It's mostly the people that drop into Banana Republic to buy clothes.
Oh, I see. So I remember talking to Jose that when he smells a certain fragrance, he can tell what the person is wearing. Is it this kind of fragrance that like if you smell it, you could tell that the person's wearing Banana Republic or no, not necessarily.
I don't necessarily know that, so
No, I wouldn't think so because I mean, if it didn't had any label on it, I really like the fragrance. I want a bottle for myself because, like I said, it makes me feel very young. How about you? What impressions do you get from it?
I honestly at first didn't enjoy this fragrance, and so I gave it away to a friend, but I still had the other bottle, and then later I opened it up, and this is the one you see here. And I'll say that when I smelled it after having not gone back to it for 6 or 8 months, my opinions changed on it a little bit. I liked it more when I smelled it in the summertime than I did in the wintertime.
Oh, I see.
Although I would tend to think of this more as a fall fragrance.
A fall fragrance. I see.
Yeah, it's a sort of a sweet amber sort of a scent, which is to say it's kind of warm and emanates off of the body. It has a little bit of floral notes to it. And the fact that they call it cherry amber is, I feel a little bit misleading because the cherry seems to go away in about the first 10 minutes.
Oh, and then what you're left it with is amber?
It is mostly, I would say, the amber with a little bit of cedar. And sometimes the combination of the amber and cedar can come off smelling harsh. Sometimes it comes off with a nice kind of a rich, warm smell. And I think it depends on body chemistry.
Well, see, because for me, when I spray it, of course, I try not to smell the first impression because it smells like cough syrup,
Yeah.
because of the cherry and the alcohol. After a little while, I can smell it's really nice. But I didn't realize that I was smelling more of the amber and the cherry has gone.
Yeah. So the thing about cherry fragrances, it seems to be a difficult fragrance to pull off. There's lots of fragrances that have things like lemon, mandarin, bergamot, other kind of fresh citrusy smells, apple, pear. Those are fairly common. You don't see a lot of cherry fragrances. And from a chemistry standpoint, with aroma chemicals, it's because apparently cherry is not one single molecule. It's a combination of several different scent molecules. And after the initial smell of cherry, which is a little bit more tart, goes away, you're left with the chemicals that have the sweeter sort of syrupy smell to them, like you would smell in cherry pie, or unfortunately cough syrup.
Yeah, but that's why I like it because it smells so sweet. I like it in that way. I'm not saying that all fragrances should be sweet. That's not what I'm saying. But I like it for it being very sweet. And that's why it reminds me of like youth. Does it ring the same for you?
I feel like this is a kind of a simple fragrance, and I don't say that in a bad way. It's not a big mishmash of lots of different competing notes. It's fairly easy to smell the individual components of this. So initially you smell some cherry, then you smell the kind of the sweeter part of this, and then the amber. So it's straightforward, it's nice. And I don't think it really would be a challenging fragrance. In other words, you're not going to walk into a room and somebody's going to say, "Oh my God, what is that? It's terrible."
Oh, okay.
It's
So
one that
safe
most people will
fragrance.
like. It's a safe fragrance.
Okay.
And I think it's good for all ages, but definitely younger people can pull this one off.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Hey, we enjoy doing these videos, and if you enjoy them too, like and subscribe. And in the comments, leave a message and let us know if there's a particular fragrance that you're interested in that you would like us to do a discussion about.
Okay,
Thanks.
bye.